Every year, thousands of people across the world look up at the sky and see something they cannot explain. Not because they imagined it, not because the light played tricks on their eyes, but because what they witnessed doesn't belong to any category that modern science can name. In today's video, we're looking at 7 pieces of footage, each from a different corner of the world, a different point in time, but all sharing one thing in common. No one has been able to explain them. An object projecting a spotlight in complete silence. 3 UFOs appearing together in a single frame. Something shaped like a sword gliding across the Nevada sky. And a massive object seen not from the ground, but from space itself. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I just want you to watch and wonder. Because sometimes, the question is more unsettling than the answer.
The orb that flashed like a spotlight, Australia, December 11, 2025. A family in Australia stepped outside on the night of December 11, 2025, and what they saw above them ended the argument before it started. The object appeared first as an orb, bright, hovering, silent, standard enough to make someone pause, but then it changed. A burst of light fired downward like a spotlight, controlled, directed, scanning. Not the passive glow of a floating object, but the active beam of something looking for something specific below it. The family filmed it together, their voices moving through disbelief, excitement, and something closer to awe within the span of a single minute. One of them said it was the first time in their life they had seen anything like it. No sound came from the object throughout the entire encounter, not a hum, not a mechanical tone, nothing. Just light behaving with a precision that weather phenomena and consumer drones alike cannot replicate. Whatever was above that Australian family that night was not lost, it was searching. The spinning light, filmed from a moving car. A man driving home at night noticed a light in the sky that was not behaving the way lights in the sky behave. It was spinning, not the object itself visibly rotating, but the light moving in a pattern across the body of whatever was producing it, tracing a sequence that felt deliberate rather than mechanical. The object itself appeared stable, holding its position at a height lower than most aircraft crews, with a size that exceeded anything in the consumer drone market. It was not advancing, it was not retreating. It simply occupied a fixed point in the night sky and let its light move in circles around it, patient, unhurried, as though it had no particular schedule to keep and no concern about who might be watching from the road below. The double-edged shape, San Manuel, Puebla, Mexico. Broad daylight, an open sky above a populated city, and something moving through it that no one could agree on how to describe. Over San Manuel, Puebla, a craft was filmed moving forward at altitude in clear conditions, its shape simultaneously resembling a diamond and a double-edged triangle, with sharp defined points on both its upper and lower surfaces. Not a disc, not a sphere, not a cylinder. Something with geometric precision that sits outside every established category of either conventional or documented unconventional aircraft. No propellers, no exhaust, no sound. And yet it moved out steadily, purposefully, which means it had an energy source, something was powering it. Whatever principle that energy operated on produced no visible evidence and left no trail. The only word the witnesses could agree on was anti-gravity. Whether or not that word is accurate, it is the only one that fits the behavior. The unknown shape, Brazil, 1995. 30 years ago, before drones existed as consumer products, before AI could generate realistic footage, before the tools that make modern fabrication possible were available to anyone, someone in Brazil filmed this. The object appeared at high altitude, descended slowly over the course of its visit, remained in the area for an extended period, and then vanished without leaving any trace of its departure. The footage is clear in a way that footage from 1995 has no particular reason to be. The shape it reveals is not a saucer, not an orb, not a cylinder. It is something else, something that has no common name in the existing catalog. Something with no lights and no obvious propulsion and a silhouette that does not match any aircraft built before or since. The absence of technology to fabricate it cuts both ways. It means it cannot be dismissed as AI generated. It also means that whatever it was genuinely there in Brazilian airspace in 1995, seen and recorded by someone who had no framework to explain what they were looking at. 3 identical saucers in formation, Turkey 2020. Late at night in Turkey 2020, a man walking home looked up and saw 3 flying saucers, not 1, 3, identical in design, matching in their light configuration, flying in formation at low altitude, close enough to the ground to be seen clearly, moving forward with directional intent rather than simply hovering. They were not drifting. They were going somewhere. The timing of the sighting, late at night, low foot traffic, minimal witnesses, may not have been coincidental. Multiple sighting reports across different countries suggest that certain craft appear more openly during hours when observation is least likely. Whether that reflects awareness of human schedules or something more operationally specific is impossible to say. What is possible to say is that 3 craft of identical design, flying in coordinated formation above a Turkish street at night, constitute a sighting that does not reduce to any simple explanation. The object that opened and released something, location unknown, a tourist filming an abandoned location captured something hovering above the ruins. That did not belong to any era of human construction. The object was strange in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Its surface carried what appeared to be a display. Illuminated, active, suggesting something functioning inside it. Its texture evoked organic material, a wood, bark, something grown rather than manufactured, combined with components that read as technological. The combination produced a shape that felt genuinely alien in the original sense of the word, belonging to a different order of things. Then it opened. From the top of the object, a small secondary piece emerged and was released, descending away from the main body as the craft itself lowered slowly toward the ground. The sequence was smooth, unhurried, and entirely purposeful. Something was being deployed, something had completed whatever it came to do. And then, with the same quiet efficiency, it descended and was gone. The pitch black sphere. Nevada, 2025. Someone looked out of their window in Nevada in 2025 and saw a sphere hanging in the evening air, and it was completely, absolutely black. Not dark, not shadowed. Black, as in absorbing light rather than reflecting it, presenting no surface detail, no sheen, no indication of material or texture. A void in the shape of a perfect sphere, suspended at a fixed point outside the window without any visible means of support, no rope, no string. No tether of any kind. Balloons require something to hold them in place when the wind is not perfectly still. This had nothing. It simply held its position in the evening air above Nevada, pitch black and featureless, as though it had decided to be there, and the question of how it stayed was not one it considered worth answering. The darkness of the sky around it at that hour made identification more difficult. But it also made the sphere itself more visible, a perfect black circle against a darkening sky, seen from a window, by someone who had no reason to expect it and no explanation to offer once it was gone.